Hey everyone, so I just filmed our first grade curriculum and now I'm going to go straight into what our second grade curriculum looks like. So with our boys, currently I have a first and a second grader, and which makes things super fun and exciting to see how they learn next to one another. And a lot of things that I use for them intertwine. In the last video, I talked about the basics of what we do for first grade, and I hit a little bit on the extracurriculars, but I wanted to go more in depth with those in this video as well. So you'll actually get to see what those look like, because they were actually meant for my second grader, but my first grader ended up loving them as well. So if you haven't seen that video, how we structure our day may look a little bit different than how you structure your day. We start our mornings off with chores, and then we go into a morning basket. And that morning basket is filled with handwriting curriculum. And so for our second grader, we will rotate and we will do a word search, and we do a handwriting level 2 through the good and the beautiful. So we'll do one of these, and sometimes I'll rotate these. My second grader really loves word searches, so this works out really well for him, and it's always fun for him to be doing something if I'm having to focus on our first grader. So those are really cool, and I highly suggest them. And then also we have in our morning basket are things that I've ordered off of Etsy. I can link those for you guys below. They're pretty much little files that you can print and download, and I've covered them to where the boys can trace over them. And it's like days of the week, months of the year, time, ABCs, what else? Phone numbers, how to properly write their name. So we also do a little bit of that in the morning. And then afterwards, we move into a little bit of reading in the morning. So our go-to for reading is the Good and the Beautiful Nature Reader. This is my third nature reader. This is what our second grader reads. It's kind of confusing because you would think third would mean third grade, but it's not, because they start them in kindergarten. So this one is for the second grade. We will go through this twice. I had them read it all the way through once, and then we go back through and they read it again. So there's that. And then after that, we move into our math. And I love the math through the Good and the Beautiful. It is so easy and simple. It's very colorful, and it's just really fun. It's not what I think I was used to doing with math when I was their age. So our second grader, it's made him so excited about his math lessons, and that's why it's one of the first things we do in the morning. With the Good and the Beautiful's math, you will get a math box, and we love the math boxes. They come in handy so much. I would open these up, but like I stated in the first grade curriculum video, I mix them up a little bit because we're always on the go and traveling, and so I don't want to confuse you on what's actually in here, because there's probably some first grade stuff in here. But they're really fun, and they just make everything really exciting. So there's that. And then we move on after math into a extracurricular type activity, and we rotate depending on the week. The day of the week, it will depend on what we do. So Mondays, we have piano lessons right after math. We do these through Hoffman Academy. They offer a free piano lesson, and then if you want to do the homework assignments and be able to really dive deep into piano, then they do have it as paid as well. I find that the paid version has been just absolutely amazing and worth the money. We were spending probably $40 per 30-minute lesson with our youngest for drums, and I want to say it was 200 and something maybe for the year. And that pricing model may have changed, but what I'm getting to is the fact that we would have paid that within a little over a month if we would have continued on doing drum lessons. So that's been really amazing, and I highly suggest it. I'll post all the information about Hoffman Academy below for you guys to take a look at it. Now, on Tuesdays, we do science, and the science that I opted to do was The Good and the Beautiful. I had actually ordered this last year and we didn't get around to it, but now that the boys are in 1st and 2nd grade, I just thought it would be really good for them to do this together. And it's Fields and Flowers, and that's the parent guide, and then there is the book that you read to them. And the boys, they do enjoy it, and it's just something I would only do maybe once a week with them. Not that I'm against doing science projects or anything. It's just for their age, and especially the 1st grader being involved in it, I just feel like this is the perfect thing to go over once a week with them. Now, as they get bigger, of course, science will become more and more every day for them, but I think this is perfect, and it just is a great introduction into different science lessons and nature lessons. So that's that. And then on Wednesdays, our 2nd grader started doing The Good and the Beautiful typing. He loves it, and I highly recommend it. It's so simple and easy for him, and he gets really excited about doing his typing. Now, while he is doing typing, I usually am working on an art lesson with our 1st grader because he's more into art. And so I did bring that up briefly in the last lesson, or in the last video. And I did find some of my books that I use with him. Like I said in the last video, we are in the process of building a house. So I've got boxes here and everywhere really. And so trying to keep everything in one spot is quite difficult. So, but I did manage to find some of those books, and I will link the rest of them below for you guys. But here's the top 3 that are go-tos for us. So we have Drawing with Children. I actually received this book when we were doing My Father's World, and I really love this book. I also have The Good and the Beautiful, Drawing 100 Fun and Easy Trees. And our 1st grader loves this, and our 2nd grader adores it. So it's so super, it's just fun and easy and makes art really exciting for them. Our 2nd grader he's not as artistic as our 1st grader. And so for a long time, he didn't want to do any art. But it wasn't until I started incorporating things like this into our curriculum that our 2nd grader was really excited and wanted to do the same things. So there's that. And then also I picked up this, I think this was with My Father's World as well, but you can order it online. It's Discover Great Paintings. And this is so fun for them to go through and look at different paintings and kind of find out the backstory behind them, which is so funny. I turned to this one because Matthew and I saw this painting in person. I believe it was when we were in Italy. So, which is really cool and exciting to share that with them. So we've really enjoyed that, and that is what Wednesdays look like for us. As far as the typing goes, I have the book right here, so I'm going to just lean over and grab it. There we go. And I don't want to mess him up on where he's at, but this is what it looks like. There's typing 1, and then it tells him what he needs to type, and it suggests to do 1 to 2 at a time. So sometimes he will just do 1, and then there's other times he gets on a roll and he'll do 2, and sometimes even 3 of those. So sorry about that, guys. I only have so much table right here. So yeah, that's Wednesday, and then Thursdays are geography, and we did U.S. geography this year with Beautiful Feet curriculum. I love Beautiful Feet because they make it, like I said, I'm going to say easy like 1,000 times, but they make it easy. They tell you what books to purchase, and then they go through one by one, and let's see here if I can find a page of like to show you what the breakdown is. So it's just 2 pages, and usually one side is telling you like a poem or something you can look up for them to look at, or a video, and then the other side is telling you what to read and do art-wise with them. So we really enjoyed this, and that is what we do on Thursdays for our extracurricular after math. And then on Fridays we do history. Also, real quick, another thing that I have intertwined into our curriculum this year is the Beautiful Feet teaching character through literature. We read one once a month, and it kind of kickstarts our month, and it's something that we can talk about all month long with the boys. So it's the same foundation. They tell you what books to purchase, and then pretty much how to go about teaching each lesson. And then on Fridays we do history. I ran across the Story of the World, Volume 1, at I want to say it was a garage sale. It was like a homeschool yard sale. And I was like, well, I think I spent like $5 on it. And you guys, the whole family loves it. And I've got the big book with it. So you read out of this book, and then it has all of your like homework assignments or like little activities to do together in this book. So we've really enjoyed it. After that, we usually break for lunch, then we have outside playtime, and then we go into our language before we end the day. And so for language, of course, we're sticking to the Good and the Beautiful, level 2. My 2nd grader loves it, and this year he has continued to do the Reading Booster C cards, and then also he is reading along with that Wesley and the Wolves. So, and he loves this because it has me read part of it and then he reads part of it. The only other 2 things I wanted to throw in there to you guys, because obviously my day will look very different than yours, but these are things that I have found that I want to like integrate more into this year. We'll just see how the year ends up going. Like I said, we're building a custom home right now, and it's a little overwhelming, but I did pick this up. You can get these off of Amazon. I can link them for you guys, but teaching the boys Italian and also just different languages in general at their age, I think is really fun and exciting. So I wanted to start doing that within this next year. And then another fun thing, and this is really great for our 2nd grader that I found, was this. It's called Primary Language Lessons by Emma Searle, and it's the sweetest little book that goes into teaching them like how to write a proper sentence, and gets them thinking really outside of the box and not just being told, hey, you need to write this down. Having them observe something and really break down information to properly write a sentence and write a story. And so anyways, I started this a little bit with our 2nd grader. It's been a little difficult because our 1st grader loves to do the same things as his brother, but with this, it's a bit of a struggle for him. So when I get that type of energy when we're working together, it's not something that I constantly pull out, because our 1st grader, he gets very upset that he is not up to speed with reading as his 2nd grade brother. So it may be something I integrate more into 3rd grade, but I wanted to put it in here just in case if you maybe have you don't have that same situation as I do, because I really think these are great. So that is what our 2nd grade curriculum looks like. I hope that this has helped you guys, and I've had a ton of questions on when I was going to do another video, and now I have finally done it. So I want to be on YouTube more. I'm actually in the process of building out my website, my blog again. I had one many years ago and I kind of let it go. And so now I'm in the process of starting that back up again and sharing some really cool, fun stuff that we love to do around here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. And until next time, bye guys.